Listen to me right now. You heard that voice in the back of your head again this morning. It said, tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is a repeat offender. It has a way of pretending to be a promise, when really it is an excuse dressed in polite language. This year, 2025, is not a guarantee. The calendar itself does nothing. It's the hands that move across the face of the clock that writes your story. You want to change. Good. Everybody wants change when they see someone else's highlight reel. The difference between people who change and people who wish for change is simple and brutal. Action. Repeat it when you don't feel like it. I'm not here to make you feel better about not starting. I'm here to be honest, because you deserve truth, not another temporary rush of motivation. Let me say it plainly. No one is coming to save you. Not the algorithm, not a guru, not a viral moment. So what are you waiting for? Health, success, a version of yourself that exists in the future only because you gave them time and attention today? The work you think you'll do later is the work you should be doing now. Start with one small thing and do it every day. It's not that goals are bad. It's that goals by themselves are fragile. They live in your intentions. Systems live in your life. A system is a decision to show up again and again, no matter how you feel. A system is a schedule that respects progress more than perfection. If you want 2025 to be different, design the days that will carry you there. Build a morning that doesn't negotiate with your tiredness. Wake up not because you want to impress the world, but because the version of you in 5 years needs that surrender right now. Start small. 10 minutes of focus, 30 minutes of practice, 1 page written. The first rep often hurts. That is because you are burning what used to be comfortable. Comfort is not a moral victory. Comfort is the reason most people never finish. If you are chasing meaning, expect discomfort. Welcome it like an honest friend. People would tell you to follow your passion. They say it like passion is an incandescent light that always burns. Passion fades. Habit doesn't. Passion is the spark. Habit is the fuel. Create the containers that trap that spark into a steady flame. Now you may be thinking, but I don't have time. You always have time. The question is what you choose to do with the time you have. Either you spend it or you invest it. People spend hours consuming other people's work and then complain they don't have time to create their own. Replace scrolling with creating for 15 minutes. Replace passive comfort with the discipline of beginning. And don't wait for permission. There is no committee that will issue credentials for your life. You are not auditioning for permission to be consistent. The world, that indifferent, complicated, noisy world, does not owe you clarity. It owes you consistency. When you commit to consistent work, you evolve. You will find that small decisions compound into something that looks like effort but feels like identity. Identity is not born from declarations. It is built from rituals. Rituals are what you repeat when inspiration is absent. So create rituals. Protect your mornings. Protect your pockets of focused time. Respect small increments of progress. Now you may be thinking, maybe I need a perfect plan. You don't. You need a reasonable routine that you can maintain when everything else fails. Perfection is the enemy of starting. Start messy. Start real. Start enough to force yourself to continue. And when resistance rises, and it will, remember that resistance is a signal, not a verdict. The body will betray you. The mind will lie. The only trustworthy evidence is your practice. Keep short records of your work. A check mark on your calendar. 1 line in your journal. Memory is fragile. Habits are not. Talk to the future like it is listening. Say to it, I will show up. I will do the work. I will build the person you need me to be.
You think that talent is a static possession granted at birth. It is not. Talent is a direction, not a destiny. What matters is the quiet accumulation of efforts others never see, the practice in the dark, the habit in the early morning, the pages written before dawn. The world rewards repetition, not because repetition is magical, but because repetition creates competence, and competence creates opportunity. Competence does not announce itself. It appears as calm confidence. It appears as fewer mistakes. It appears as an ability to endure. Endurance is the outcome of 1,000 small choices to continue. That is the architecture of a transformed life. When you lock in, you rewire your future. You are composing your life the way a sculptor composes a statue, strike by strike, day by day. This work is not glamorous. It is not meant for applause. It is meant for the person who will one day stand in your shoes and thank you for not giving up. Look at your routines. Which ones are serving you and which ones are stealing from you? You will always have something to entertain avoidance. The internet is a clever thief. It steals time with precision and calls the result leisure. You are entitled to rest, but you are not entitled to surrender your days to mindless distraction. Guard your attention like it is currency, because it is. Use it on the work that compounds. Compound interest applies to money, it applies to habits, it applies to skill. This is not a speech about motivation. That is fleeting and unreliable. This is a strategy for assembly, of systems, of time, of identity. Choose your small actions with reverence. Choose them because they are the threads that will weave your future. When you feel like nothing is happening, remember that the deepest changes are invisible. Roots grow before the tree rises. You must be patient with the process, not with excuses. Patience with process means continuing when the reward is not immediate. Consider your circle. Who in your life celebrates complacency? Who in your life respects effort? Surround yourself with the latter. Energy is contagious. Values are contagious. If you want to accelerate, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. Growth is biased toward friction. Reduce decisions where possible. Create guardrails that make the right choice the easy one. Your environment influences you more than your willpower. Stack the deck in your favor. Remove the triggers, add the cues. Make the morning routine non-negotiable. Make focus time sacred. Learn to be bored without fleeing. Boredom used to be the signal for creativity. Now it is often the drumbeat for distraction. Sit with discomfort and let it reshape you. The quiet moments of resistance are where character is forged. Aim for alignment. Align your habits with the person you want to be. Speak less about how busy you are and more about what you accomplished. Busy is not the same as productive. Productive people respect the minimum viable effort. They show up and complete the essential thing. When the days feel meaningless, anchor yourself to a small, measurable standard. A standard you can meet even on the worst days. That standard creates momentum. Momentum dissolves resistance. And once resistance weakens, craft takes over. Mastery demands it.
Now listen closely. The people who achieve are not different than you in any mystical way. They simply committed to the invisible work longer than the rest. You are capable of the same commitment. Start by naming one habit you will do every day for 30 days. Small enough to be possible, big enough to matter. Write it down. Put it where you can see it. Then protect it. Treat it like an appointment with someone you respect. Accountability is not weakness, it is leverage. Tell someone, share progress, make the ritual visible. You will fail sometimes. That is not the end. Failure is feedback. Learn, adjust, continue. When you start to feel pride in small wins, do not mistake it for completion. Pride must be tempered with persistence. Keep the focus on the long arc. A single day does not define you. 1,000 days do. Let your life be an accumulation of patient decisions, not dramatic gestures, not headline chasing. Real change is mostly invisible. It arrives through repetition, not revelation. If 2025 means anything to you, make it the year you defended your time. Guard your calendar, guard your attention, guard your identity. Look forward with discipline, not with fantasy. Let the work you are doing today give you permission to become the person you want to be tomorrow. Some people will tell you patience is boring. They confuse patience with passivity. Patience paired with action is explosive. That combination destroys overnight fantasies and builds overnight results over time. Be ruthless with time thieves, gentle with yourself when you learn. Balance is not a negotiation for excellence. Excellence requires boundaries. Boundaries require courage. Courage at its root is small. It is opening your eyes and doing another rep. Do not mistake external validation for success. Real success is internal and steady. It is the feeling of integrity when no one is looking. It is the quiet satisfaction of a standard kept. Now make a promise in the quiet that you will keep. Say it out loud if you have to. I will show up. I will do the work. And when you do it again tomorrow and the next day after that, you will be building more than habit. You will be building a life. This year will not save you. You will save yourself through decisions, through rituals, through the slow and patient application of effort. Lock in now. Start small. Be consistent. Become relentless in your quiet work. When it is hard, remember why you began. When it is lonely, remember who you want to become. When the world tempts you to settle for less, remember that your future self is watching and making a note. Make choices that your future self will thank you for. This is not a speech for the crowd. It is a conversation for the one person who matters most, you. Lock in 2025. Not because the year is magic, but because you decided to make it so. And when you look back months from now, you will see the accumulation of small things, the quiet sacrifices, the daily refusal to quit. That is how you take control. That is how you finally become the person who doesn't need luck. This is your moment to choose. Choose action. Choose discipline. Choose the slow, honest work. The calendar will turn regardless. Make sure it turns on a life you built.